There we go. You're live. Hello, everyone. I am Sean Glaze. I use they, them pronouns, and I am the Chief Consulting Officer for Inclusive Data. I am also the Research Director and Research Co-Lead for the Black Brilliance Research Project. So I'm wearing two hats today. I am currently streaming on Facebook, both on Inclusive Data's Facebook as well as Black Brilliance Research Project's Facebook. I am also on Twitter and in a few different Facebook groups that I know, love, and trust, including Black Nonprofits Deserve Grants Too, the Black Love Wealth Challenge. I am on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, all the spaces. I am doing a quick recap video. So that is what's happening. I am also doing a recap here on Clubhouse. Hello, Clubhouse. And the way this will work is I am going to share with y'all some of the highlights that I've learned this week. I've talked to over 350 people about this NTIA opportunity to move $42 billion in the next few months. NTIA, that is a funder, a federal funder, who is going to be spending, like I said, dozens of billions of dollars, and they are currently asking for feedback from community on how to do that. Now, at this point, I have given several workshops that are about what the community wants and about what the funder is looking to hear. Some of the main takeaways that I am going to be sharing are from those conversations. Now, what's important to know is this funder is looking for feedback, and they want to hear this feedback by February 4th. So if you have time in your schedule to tell a funder how to spend $42 billion to help Black community, to help communities that are typically locked out of access to this kind of decision-making, now's your chance between now and February 4th. And the way I'd like to organize this is I would love to be able to show and tell. So for those of you who are following along on online on video, you're going to see me share my screen as I talk about this opportunity. For those of you on Clubhouse, I will be describing what I see so that you don't have to worry as much about missing out on any opportunity to participate. I'll just be narrating. So I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to share one window in particular, which is the Federal Register, which is basically the journal for the United States government. This is where they have all their questions about how they're going to spend this money. So long story short, at the end of last year, President Biden signed a law that said we need to get people online, and it needs to be fast internet, reliable internet, and affordable internet. We also need to be creating jobs. So this funder has a list of questions, over 30 questions that they're asking to learn how to spend that money. And as I said before, a lot of it really boils down to how should we spend it on infrastructure, like the actual, internet wires and the signals that go through the air. How should we spend it on skills so that we can create good paying jobs, especially for women and people of color? And how do we really make sure that it is a process where the people who most need this service are participating fully in the plan, implementation, design, and evaluation of how these dollars get spent? The other big thing this money, again, over $42 billion, is seeking to do is to create jobs, actual jobs that are going to be high quality, good paying, and things that we can actually apply for and get. And so things that are based in the United States. And then lastly, the last thing I'll highlight is talking about the plans and how this money is going to be spent, especially for where we're going to get the biggest bang for our buck, so to speak. So that's in a nutshell what this funder is looking for. A lot of questions, right? 36 freaking questions. And they want to know as much as they can from community members about what they should do. That's really exciting. When I've talked to community, what I've noticed is that a few key things. One, a lot of people don't know that this is an opportunity that is out there and that they can influence. If you are listening in and you're like, hey, where can I get more information? Hey, I'm recording. I'm almost done though. Give me 10 minutes.
You're supposed to shake that into
Okay, thanks. Let's see. What was I saying? Yes, I remember. So if this sounds like something you want to know more information about, you can, of course, tap into our free challenge, the Black Wealth Challenge at blackwealthchallenge.com, where I've given like quite a few of these workshops in greater detail. But basically, here are the things that really stand out to me so far. One, people are really good about saying specific things that'll help Black folks be able to take advantage of this opportunity, whether that is saying specific kinds of jobs. So I'm hearing more emphasis on project management, right? I'm hearing more emphasis on artificial intelligence and like jobs that are run by Black people. So people want to see these funds, not just going in general to underserved communities broadly, but really being specific and saying like, hey, we need Black-owned businesses to be able to take advantage and be prioritized. We need Black-led nonprofits to be prioritized. I'm also hearing things like, hey, we need to be creating opportunities in terms of education. So whether that is diversifying the money that would maybe normally go to university and have it instead go to community colleges or to community-based programs, mentorship, support, that is something that I'm hearing time and time again about the need to really broaden that out and be specific about it so that we make sure that people are able to get the support they need. I'm hearing a lot of interest in getting the funder to fund grant writers and other kinds of technical assistance to really focus on making sure that Black contracting opportunities exist so that Black people can help Black people get these grants and make full advantage of these contracts and these grant making opportunities. I'm hearing people talk about rural Black folks and about the specific needs there and how we really need to see support around digital navigation and digital stewardship to make sure people can take advantage. And by that, I mean, we want to see money go to places like libraries and like trusted community sites to help people get these devices and skills training. We want to see people themselves build and maintain their own infrastructure. So that is something that I'm hearing. I'm also hearing a lot about the need to think about elders and youth together. And so making sure that we are funding, that we are investing some of these dollars in protecting our elders, but also equipping our elders with skills so they too can participate fully in this new economy, so they can do it safely and so that they can know how to share their stories with the young people. So here are just a couple of the recap of the things I've been hearing this week. I've been hearing about the importance of when we think about infrastructure, that we are being really intentional to have a big focus on the unique needs of urban unincorporated areas as well as rural areas. So when we think about displacement and where Black folks are getting gentrified out of and pushed into, we need to make sure that there are dollars that are able to follow our communities where they're at instead of just being concentrated in where we used to be. And those I think are the main things I've heard so far. So what I'm going to be doing this week is pulling together with a group of other community members to create guidance to help people understand this very long document, but also like what are some of the things that keep coming up time and time again. If there are things that you want to really pull up and like tell me and you want to tap in, I will be having workshops every single day, all the way up to the last day, February 4th, for public comment. Public comment, again, is when the funder says, hey, tell me how to spend this money. And $42 billion is so much money. If you spent $1,000 a day, it would take you over 2,000 years to spend $1 billion, let alone 42, right? This is so much money. And most of it is like really trying to target our communities. So we need to be able to speak up and really say what needs to happen to make sure it actually gets there. And when that's said, I believe that's the most succinct recap I can do for over 5 hours worth of trainings and conversations, speaking to over 300 community members about what they want to see. Thank you so much for lending your insights. And again, please tap in with me if you would like to continue this conversation. I will give you the dates for the upcoming times that I'll be giving trainings. And this is, trainings like what I'm doing here on Clubhouse, as well as what I do through this webinar. I will drop the link to the webinar, but it is basically bit.ly/WeGotThisNTIA. bit.ly/WeGotThisNTIA. That is going to be the link for that. And I also have a link for it in our challenge, of course, the Black Wealth Challenge, where I teach Black folks how to go after and win grant opportunities and other funding opportunities by, for, and with each other. So tomorrow I will be doing a training at 11:30 Pacific time. That's 2:30 Eastern time, 12:30, or rather 11:30 my time, Pacific time. Tuesday I'll be doing a training at, let's see, what time am I doing that training? I'll be doing a training Tuesday, February 1st as well. That is going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific time, so that's 5 Eastern. Wednesday, I'll be doing a training at 8 a.m. Pacific time. That is 11 a.m. Eastern. Thursday, the 3rd, I will be doing training 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern. And Friday, that's the very last day for public comment, I'll be doing a training in the morning. So that's 10 a.m. Pacific time, and that's 1 p.m. Eastern time. So tomorrow, again, at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, I'll be doing another training. But right now, I just want to do a recap. And with that said, that is it. I'm complete. So Sean Glaze, I use they, them pronouns, and I am the Chief Consulting Officer for Inclusive Data and the Research Co-Lead and the Research Director for Black Brilliance Research Project. Both of these are efforts to organize, mobilize community. Black Brilliance Research Project is a project that I do alongside over 100 community members as we create the world we need to thrive through research, participatory action research, which has been really exciting. And then Inclusive Data, that's my company. I have a consulting firm where we've gotten over $18 million in grants for Black small businesses and Black nonprofits. As I close up on the StreamYard, I see a few comments have popped in that say, yes, thank you, you are welcome. Thank you for joining us. And on Clubhouse, thanks for listening. And we have 4 shares of this room and over 16 people who listened into this recap. So thanks, y'all. I hope you have a great night, great evening, and let's do this week. Take good care. Bye-bye now, Clubhouse. Awesome. And for those of you here on StreamYard, I just want to remind you that if you or other Black folks want to tap in with us for our free challenge, check it out at blackwealthchallenge.com. We'd love to have you. This is where we teach Black folks how to do things like get some grants. Our last challenge, we generated over $100,000 in less than a week after the challenge. So it's like, I'm really excited. Let's do that again. Please make sure that you're inviting folks to come to this who will benefit from learning how to build healthy relationships that help get folks to the bag. That said, I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.